While we're waiting for the next round of Blaseball, Game 2 of the finals, I want to take a few moments to shout out a bunch of really awesome stuff that's been coming out of the community lately. It has been absolutely incredible seeing all of the stuff that fans are churning out. If you're not part of the fan Discord, please consider jumping on there and digging through the fan work channel. There is so much amazing fan art going on in the community. It just blows me away. Every morning I wake up, I hop on the Discord, hop on Twitter, and my eyes are just detonated by the awesome art that fans are churning out for this amazing and silly game that we are all fixated on right now. It has been a great deal of fun seeing all this really rad stuff and hearing all of this rad stuff that's coming out. Not only are people doing broadcasts like myself and like Frogger and like Riley and ProcGen is running. If you would prefer to hear an automated voice calmly tell you things, ProcGen is doing that. There's a bunch of other bot channels that are working on stuff. It's been so cool to see that. But other auditory awesomeness that is coming out of the community is stuff like the Garages. They are a fan band that put out a 6-song EP, from what I understand. It's on Twitter. If you look up, I think it's at Risk of Rain. Let me see if I can find them real quick on Twitter. It's at Risk of Rain. A Risk of Rain. All together. A Risk of Rain. It absolutely slaps. It's incredible. I will give a content warning. There are 2 swears in the Mike Townsend (parentheses is a disappointment) parentheses song. It is an absolute jam of a song. The rest of the stuff is spectacular on that EP. Check them out. Check out their work. It's phenomenal. There is another person that I just recently found. They previously had posted stuff in fan work. Let me find it real quick. I'm not posting stuff on the screen because I just want to make sure that I shout it all out, and it would take a bunch of hoops to jump through to get it working right. Alright, hang on one second. Let me find it. If you are a Sunbeams fan, this is for you. If you are into the really more creepy stuff that is happening in the background of Blaseball and the ominousness, the Night Valian nature of some of the stuff in Blaseball, then you should definitely check out this thing that I'm trying to find, and I cannot find it to save my life. Holy heck, hang on one second, friends and fans of sports. Let me find it. Here we go. All right. Let me type it up in chat here real quick. All right. It is at AM9940_Inferno on Twitter. I'm putting it in chat so you can see that name at AM9940_Inferno on Twitter. They have a SoundCloud channel where they are doing tiny radio snippets from Hellmouth via Haunted Radio. It is absolutely amazing. Just knock me down incredible. Check them out. It's so good. The personality over there is Ann Nouncer. Part of me wonders when we're going to see commentator or broadcaster as personalities, or broadcaster. I don't know. It's all been hilarious and wonderful and marvelous and creepy and just choice, just marvelous. So check them out. They're rad as heck. I did not have an opportunity to say it at the top of the broadcast, but I'm going to say it now while we're waiting, and hopefully I'll be able to say it right before the games start up. Blaseball is for everybody. We have the swear filter on. If you have salty language and you absolutely have to express yourself through swearing, that's what Twitter's for. Please don't swear in the chat. The filter will catch you, because we want to keep it open for everybody to listen, even if they're younger folks. The other thing that I'm going to say is Black Lives Matter. Trans rights are human rights. If you think what I'm saying is political, you are more than welcome to leave the stream through any of the ways that you close the browser for the stream. Goodbye. This is a safe space for everybody, and I'm dead set on that. So, there's that. Chester Nash says in chat, claws up. Sorry, Crabs fans, that you got crab cracked. Or claw cracked, or the crackers came out. It went bad. I'm sorry, Crabs. Anyway, yes, 100%, 1,000%, 10,000%. Shell-shocked, perfect. Frogger, the Crabs got shell-shocked. Yes. But yes, trans rights. Radio host, your radio host says trans rights. And then there's another thing. I posted a tweet a while back. I'm going to say it again. Your level of investment and involvement in Blaseball is valid no matter what it is, so long as you're not causing harm. And I want to clarify a little bit on harm. If you're staying up till 4 in the morning to watch Blaseball and you're not getting enough sleep, that's harm. Consider taking a rest, get some sleep. It's okay. Blaseball is eternal. Blaseball is forever. More Blaseball games will happen. The crazy stuff, someone will screenshot it. I promise you. Someone out there. Anyway, take care of yourselves. It's very important. And take care of each other. That's also very important. Anyway, that's that. Done rambling. 9 minutes and a half until Game 2, Day 109 of Blaseball. Pardon me 1 second. I told Pretzel Rocks to only do instrumentals. Pardon me. Need to bonk that. Thank you, sports fans, for tuning in. Thank you, sports fans, for hanging out with us today during the finals of Blaseball Season 3. And since you're all tuned in, I will give you a brief preview. I have reached out to an artist friend of mine for emotes, and the first 3 emotes are planned to be shame in a stylized text, a old-timey microphone, and some ominous birds. Those are going to be the first 3 emotes. I would love at some point for us to have all the team emotes. We shall see. The channel points, I have purposely set the pick and emote to as low as possible, as low as Twitch will let me do it, so that way anyone tuning in can just hang out for a little bit and then be able to grab their team emote once if we eventually hit team emotes, that they can grab it and be able to spam them in chat. Because Blaseball is for everyone, emotes shouldn't be behind paywalls. That's my opinion on all of that. If I could get emotes without having ads on, I would do that. That's just me. Yes, Millard. Ominous birds. I'm a big fan of that, and the artist that I tapped for it is really good at ominous cats, so I'm excited for ominous birds from my artist friend, Draco Kitty, the one that I shouted out for their birthday a couple of days ago. So, yes. That, Barber Black Sheep in chat. Blaseball seems to be a magnet for great folks. So far, all of my experiences with the fandom has been great. I hope that continues. Knock on desk board, whatever the heck this desk is comprised of. Yes, I hope that cool people continue to be part of the community, and more cool people flock to the community to be cool together. We have 7 minutes until the next day of Blaseball, and while we're here, I want to do a brief shout-out for Blaseball's sponsors. I am not affiliated with Blaseball.com. I am not part of the commission. I'm not getting any money from their sponsors in any way, shape, or form. I just want to shout them out because I want to help support Blaseball. Friends at the Table, if you want to know more about them, you should go to shop, and then on the right side, there is a Friends at the Table thing with a Get button that you can click, and that will send you to the Friends at the Table website, friendsattetable.net. For those not in the know, Friends at the Table is an actual play podcast focused on critical world building, smart characterization, and fun interactions between good friends, led by Austin Walker, who is the host of Waypoint Radio, and him and Gita Jackson are responsible for me doing this nonsense, because the two of them were talking about it on Waypoint Radio, Blaseball, and saying, hey, it would be rad if someone did that on Twitch and did sports casting. And I went, I'm going to do that. And now we're here. And that's a thing. So shout outs to Austin and Gita for that awesome idea that I have now run with like a maniac. But anyway, as I was saying about Friends at the Table, actual play podcast, really, really amazing stuff. Their first season, Autumn in Hyron, is fantasy, played with Dungeon World, and then there's a couple other side games that are in that. Their first sci-fi season is Counterweight, which goes through a couple of different systems, but like is a spectacular, just amazing season. It's so good. After Counterweight, you get into Marielda, which is The Quiet Year and Blades in the Dark, and it ignited my personal love for Blades in the Dark. Blades in the Dark is like just, oh my god, I love that RPG system. It's so fun. It's incredibly fun to run for players. If you haven't seen Blades in the Dark, you should check it out. It's very cool. It's scoundrels trapped in a city barriered by lightning walls powered by demon blood. The folks at Friends at the Table hack the setting a little bit to fit into their Hyron campaign setting. It's a really, really cool mini-season called Marielda. You should check it out. There's a really great jumping on point for their fantasy stuff. After Marielda, they have Winter in Hyron. They have a bunch of other stuff. They have a one-shot episode on their feed now called Sports Are Just Numerology. It is a standalone. It is really, really good. So take a moment, check that out. It is very, very, very cool. Friendsathetable.net for the sponsor. Check them out. So, yes. Anyway, let's jump back up. Let's see how much time we've got left here. 3 minutes and 58 seconds. Let me throw a message up. In Watch Party. Hopefully some folks from the Discord will pop in and listen along with all of the rest of you sports fans. Alright. We're 3 minutes, 45 seconds away from Game 2 of the championship. Best of 5. Maybe the Millennials lock out the Tigers. We don't know. It would be wild to see it. The Tigers have Landry Violence, fan favorite, along with Jessica Telephone and the Dial Tone Bat. But the Millennials have their soul swap boost and the 4 outs on their side. The Blaseball website rates the Tigers at potentially winning at 56% and the Millennials at 44%. So, it will be a close one. A real nail-biter, if anything, to go from the last game. Speaking of the last game, let's take a quick look at the box score. Tigers managed to finally put a point on the board. I think it was at the third. Maybe it may have been earlier. I did not fire this up early enough. My apologies, sports fans. But the Tigers held on to the lead until the bottom of the 6th when the Millennials came back ferociously, scoring 6 runs in rapid succession. The Tigers tried to put another run on the board and try and distance the gap, but the Tigers... Okay, thank you, Thorny on Main. Yes, the Tigers were leading from early on. But anyway, Tigers tried to make a small comeback. Millennials were just not having it, put another point on the board, and just shut it out for the rest of the game. We are minutes away, 2 minutes and 15 seconds from Game 2. It's going to be another real nail-biter there. Let me grab a quick swig of tea. Sports fans. We're a minute and 40 seconds away, and I want to highlight the charity that is being highlighted by the Chicago Firefighters Fan Club. It is a non-profit charity, the Lakeview Pantry in Chicago. If you have the means and you feel comfortable doing so, there will be a link periodically in chat sending you to their donation page. Please help them out. A lot of people need help during this time. If you can afford to do so, consider it. If you can't, that's okay too. No pressure. Everyone understands. It's tough right now. There will be tweets all day tomorrow, to my understanding. Consider retweeting them to help increase visibility and potentially boost donations to this very worthy cause. And I do want to say in a quick shout out to other teams out there, if you end up deciding to do charity weekends like that and you want me to shout it out on stream, get in touch with me. I'm more than willing to do that. It's awesome to see the community of Blaseball think about doing things for people in the real world to help out. So kudos to you all. Warms my heart. We are 30 seconds and change away from day 109, game 2 of season 3 finals for Blaseball Radio. Thank you, or Blaseball, I'm sorry. You're watching Blaseball Radio. I'm your radio host. I'm not affiliated with Blaseball.com. I am unofficial. I am a fan, just like all you out there listening on the internet. Let's go to the live game because we are 7 seconds away. One note of the national anthem has been played and promptly silenced because it's time for sports play ball. And let's reset the box score. Tigers batting up first versus the Millennials. Fish Summers leading the charge for the Tigers. Ball one right away. Felix Garbage feeling the pressure, pitching for the Millennials right now. There's a ball and a foul back to back for Fish Summers. Another foul. Fish Summers strikes out looking. There's our first out, top of the first, for the Tigers. Landry Violence, fan favorite, batting now for the Tigers. Landry Violence hits a single and gets on first base. Jessica Telephone up now with the dial tone drawn. There's a ball one for Telephone. Chesternaff says, ring, ring in the chat. Let's see if Telephone picks up. There is another ball for Telephone. And a third. Jessica Telephone might be walking here, folks. There's a foul. Maybe Felix Garbage is tuning in here. There's another ball, a foul ball for Jessica Telephone. Let's see what happens, folks. Attention. And draws a walk. First and second, loaded up, one out. Alyssa Harrell now batting for the Tigers. And hits a single. Tigers score. First point on the board. Someone on first and third for the third for the Tigers. One out. Peanut Duffy up now for the Tigers. Strike one swinging for Peanut Duffy. And another strike swinging for Peanut Duffy. There is a ball. One ball, two strikes for Duffy. One out. Strikes out looking. Peanut Duffy, 2 outs for the Tigers. Moody Cookbook up to bat. Let's see if they have the recipe for success here. Ball one. Pardon me. Oh my goodness! Moody Cookbook hits a 3-1 home run at the top of the first. Tigers have burst from their cages. The Tigers are loose. 2 outs. Renmore and strike looking. Whoo. And hits a fly out to Winnie McCall. We are at the bottom of the first. The Millennials feeling the pressure now from the Tigers. Oh, this is Blaseball Sports fans. Dominic Marijuana, fan favorite of the Millennials, batting now. Foul ball one for Marijuana. Ball one. Counts 1-1 now for Dominic Marijuana. Got a couple of fans in the chat shouting for Blazem Dom, and let's see what happens here. Foul ball, and another ball, 2-2 for Dominic Marijuana. Let's see what happens. And Dominic Marijuana hits a single, makes it to first base. McLaughlin Scorpler up now for the Millennials. Let's see if Scorpler can capitalize on this and start cutting back the lead the Tigers have managed to take. Strike one, looking for... Oh, and strike two, looking back-to-back for Scorpler. Reaches first on fielder's choice, but Dominic Marijuana out on second. One out right now for the Millennials. Conrad Vaughn batting now. Famous Owens pitching for the Tigers. Conrad Vaughn hits into a double play. Oh, no, New York fans, you hate to see it. Oh, Tigers up now to bat in inning two. Zion Alicia Keys up to bat. Ball one for Alicia Keys. Strike one, looking for Alicia Keys. Ball two, 2-1 right now for Alicia Keys. Let's see what happens. There is another ball for Zion Alicia Keys. Garbage might be letting Alicia Keys walk here. Strike two, looking for Zion Alicia Keys. Garbage might just be tuning it in and getting ready. Zion Alicia Keys strikes out swinging. It looks like Garbage may have been trying to bait them on that. Randy Castillo up now for the Tigers. And hits a ground out to McLaughlin Scorpler. 2 outs for the Tigers right away. This feels like a repeat on Nitro Boost right now. Fish Summers batting right now. Fish Summers hits a single, gets to first base. Landry Violence up now for the Tigers. Strike one, looking for Landry Violence. Someone on first and 2 outs. Tigers leading right now 4-0 in the top of the second. Ball one and 1 strike right now for Violence. Simple Keys says in chat, go Garbage. It's a trash can, not a trash can. Let's see what happens here. Ball 3, and then Landry Violence takes a walk. Violence was not the answer. At that moment, someone on first and second, Jessica Telephone with the dial tone hits a fly out to McLaughlin Scorpler. They could not capitalize on the people on bases. We're at the bottom of the second right now. Millennials batting. Thomas Dresenia batting for the Millennials. Let's see if Dresenia can bring it and help cut back on the lead. The Tigers are rampaging through. Ball one right now for Dresenia, and hits a ground out to Telephone. Telephone couldn't pick it up when batting, but can definitely pick it up in the outfield. Schneider Bendy batting now for the Millennials. Ball one for Bendy. Ball two for Bendy, back to back. Let's see if Bendy takes a walk here. Hits a fly out to Alyssa Harrell. 2 outs for the Millennials, lagging behind the Tigers. 4 for the Tigers, 0 for the Millennials. And Wesley Dudley hits a fly out to Moody Cookbook. Oof. This does not look good for the Millennials right now, New York fans. Hades. Tigers up to bat at the top of the third. Alyssa Harrell batting now for the Tigers and hits a single. Ooh. This is tense. Peanutial Duffy up for the Tigers. Ball one for Duffy. Feels like Felix Garbage is not feeling it today, folks. The pressure might be too high. There is 2 more balls back to back. Duffy is just 1 away from another walk. See what happens. Hits a single. Harrell is on third. Duffy on first. Moody Cookbook. Can you serve up the sauce that is scoring? And Moody Cookbook hits first on fielder's choice. Duffy out at second. Harrell scores. Tigers leading 5 to Millennials 0. Ren Morin up to bat right now. 1 out. And there's ball 1 for Morin. Strike 1 swinging for Morin. Morin strikes out looking. Hang on 1 second, folks. I'm going to turn the music down just a little bit to see if we can hear the sound effects a little better. Zion Alicia Keys batting now for the Tigers and hits a ground out to Schneider Bendy right away. Wesley Dudley is going to be up next batting for the Millennials, and there is a foul ball right away for Dudley. This is a real nail biter. Wesley Dudley hits a fly out to Alyssa Harrell. Richardson Games is here to play for the Millennials. Let's see if they've got their game on. Ball 1, foul ball, back-to-back for Games. Ball 2. Games might be walking. Foul ball. Count is 2-2 now for games with one out. Strike 3 looking, but they have the fourth strike. May it save them here? We shall see. And strikes out. Looking 2 outs for the Millennials at the bottom of the third. Winnie McCall batting now. Ball 1 for Winnie McCall. I'm wondering if Famous Owens is trying to get famous by faking out the Millennials here. Strike 1 looking for Winnie McCall, and then a ball back to back. 2 balls, 1 strike, and strike 2 looking for McCall. Strike 3 swinging. Foul ball for Winnie McCall. Ball 3. McCall might walk. They might strike out. We shall see here. Foul ball 3. Count is 3-3 right now with 2 outs. Strikes out. Swinging. We are at the top of the fourth right now. Tigers absolutely ferocious. Bursting out of their cage. 5 runs up right now to the Millennials. 0. Top of the fourth. Randy Castillo batting for the Tigers. Strike 1 looking for Castillo. And hits the ground out to Dominic Marijuana. First out at the top of the fourth for the Tigers. Fish Summer batting now for the Tigers. I've seen a lot of fans chanting Hot Fish Summer when Fish Summer does. Well, let's see if the summer is still hot. Strike 1 looking, 2 balls, 2-1 is the count now for Fish Summer. Strike 2 looking, count is 2-2 for Fish Summer, 1 out. And there's another ball. Fish Summer might be taking a walk here. And strikes out looking. Felix Garbage managing to keep them on their toes. Landry Violence up now. 2 outs right now for the Tigers at the top of the fourth. And Landry Violence hits the ground out to Conrad Vaughn. We are at the bottom of the fourth. Millennials batting now. Sandy Turner. Can they turn the tides for the Millennials? Let's see what happens here, sports fans. There's a ball right out the gate for Sandy Turner. And another one. Famous Owens may be going for their famous fake out here if there is a foul. They may be just dialing it in and faking out Turner. Turner has a strike looking there. It looks like this is the fake out. See what there's another strike. 3 strikes. Another foul. 2-3 is the count right now for Sandy Turner. Can Turner turn it around? There's another ball. This is the lead up for the fake out. Famous Owens, draws the walk. Okay, not a fake out. Famous Owens likes to throw a lot of balls here and then kind of fake out whoever is batting. Sandy Turner on base right now. Dominic Marijuana batting for the Millennials. 2-run home run for the Millennials. They're getting on the board now. McLaughlin Scorpler hits the ground out right away to Randy Castillo. 1 out for the Millennials. Tigers 5, Millennials 2. Conrad Vaughn batting now for the Millennials. Ball 1. And Conrad Vaughn hits the ground out to Peanutial Duffy. 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. Thomas Dresenia batting now for the Millennials. Are the Tigers going to take this and tie up the series? Strike 1 looking for Dresenia. And there's a ball. This might be a lead up to Famous's fake out. Let's see what happens here. There's ball 2. Ball 3. Dresenia might be taking the walk here, folks. Strike 2 swinging. This looks like the lead up to the fake out. Strike 3 looking. That fourth strike is saving the Millennials right now. Thomas Dresenia takes the walk. 2 outs. Let's see if Schneider Bendy can score here. Bendy up to bat. Ball 1. Is Famous Owens beginning to flag here at the end of the fourth? 2 balls. Strike 1 looking. Strike 2 swinging. This is very, very tense. Sports fans. Ball 3. Bendy might be taking a walk, or this may be the leading out to a fake. There's the next strike swinging. You cannot tell with Owens. And Schneider Bendy hits the single. Someone on first and third right now. 2 outs for the Millennials. Let's see what happens next. Folks, Wesley Dudley up for the Millennials. This is a nail-biter. Foul 1 for Dudley. And hits a ground out to Fish Summers. Top of the 5th. The Tigers have managed to stop the Millennials' point gain. Tigers are batting now. Felix Garbage pitching. Jessica Telephone up right away with the dial tone. Foul ball out the gate for Telephone, and a strike swinging. Hits a fly out to Winnie McCall. Strikeout 1 for the Tigers. Whew. Alyssa Harrell has been putting in serious work for the Tigers. Let's see if that continues today. Ball 1 for Harrell. Strike 1 swinging. And there is another ball for Harrell. 2 balls, 1 strike for Alyssa Harrell for the Tigers. We're in the top of the 5th. Strike 2 looking for Alyssa Harrell. Tigers leading now 5-2 against the Millennials. Ball 3 for Alyssa Harrell, and Harrell draws the walk. Striding to first. Let's see what happens. Peanutty Duffy up now. 1 out. 1 person on first. Can Duffy do it? Can Duffy help distance the Tigers from the Millennials? There's a ball. Ball 2. Strike 1 looking for Peanutty Duffy. And another strike for Peanutty Duffy. Felix Garbage may have changed the trash bag and may be ready to actually play the game today. Ball 3. Maybe I spoke too soon. Let's see what happens. Duffy draws the walk. Someone on first and second right now for the Tigers. 1 out. Moody Cookbook up to bat. Does Cookbook have the recipe for success? Alyssa Harrell gets caught stealing third. Oh, you hate to see it, Tigers fans. 2 outs. Cookbook up to bat. Ball 1. Someone on first. Ball 2 for Cookbook. Strike 1 looking. Feels like Cookbook was taking too long looking up the recipe for success here. Foul ball. Count is 2-2 right now for Moody Cookbook. 2 outs, 1 person on first. Ball 3, Cookbook might take the walk. Let's see. And Moody Cookbook draws the walk. First and second loaded right now. 2 outs. This is a nail-biter for New York fans. Ren Morin up now, batting for the Tigers. The tension is real. The tension is fierce. Ball 1 for Morin. Peanutty Duffy steals third and manages to make it stick. Oh my goodness. 2 balls now for Ren Morin. We may be seeing bases loaded here with 2 outs for the Tigers. Ball 3. Oh my goodness, these thefts. You'd think the shoe thieves were playing right now. My goodness. Ren Morin draws the walk. Oh wow. 2 outs right now. Zion Alicia Keys batting. Can Alicia Keys find the keys to success? Hits a single and scores 2. Tigers 7, Millennials 2. First and third still loaded. Randy Castillo batting now for the Tigers. 2 outs. Can Castillo go? Strike 1 looking. Let's see what happens. Hits the ground out to Schneider Bendy. Oh, Felix Garbage must be feeling really good about Bendy grabbing that and cutting off the Tigers there. Richardson Games is here to play, batting for the Millennials. Let's see what happens. Tigers fans, this is wild. Ball 1 for Games. Let's see what happens next. Strike 1 looking. Count is 1-1 for Richardson Games. Strike 2 looking for Games. Rogue umpire incinerates Tigers hitter Landry. Violence replaced by Paula Turnip. Violence is no more. Foul ball. Oh my goodness. Violence has been vaporized. Ball 2 for Games. Games hits a ground out to Ren Morin. 1 out. Winnie McCall batting now. Tigers. What? Oh my god. Oh, wow. Ball 1 for Winnie McCall. Fan favorite Landry. Violence is no more. Sports fans, the tension. Oh, wow. Ball 2 for Winnie McCall. 1 strike, 1 out. 3 balls for Winnie McCall. I think the Tigers are feeling the demoralization at Violence being vaporized. Winnie McCall Strike 2 swinging, count 3-2, strike 3 looking. I think even McCall is distracted by the fact. McCall hits a single. McCall is on first base. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Sandy Turner batting now for the Millennials. I am in shock. I am in shock, sports fans. Turner hits a flyout to Ren Morin. Dominic Marijuana batting now. Ball 1 from Dominic Marijuana. 2 outs. Dominic Marijuana hits a triple and scores. McLaughlin Scorpler batting now for the Millennials. 2 outs. Fans tuning in now. McLaughlin Scorpler also hits a triple and scores. Oh my goodness. Conrad Vaughn batting now for the Millennials. I can't even talk right now. I'm in so much shock of all this craziness going on. Conrad Vaughn hits out to Moody Cookbook. Tigers batting now. Oh. Fans tuning in just now. Landry Violence was vaporized while the Millennials were batting. Fish Summers hits a flyout to Schneider Bendy. 1 out now for the Tigers at the top of the 6th. Paula Turnup, new batter for the Tigers. Paula Turnup is ranked at 4 stars. Just as a heads up to sports fans, I just checked. 2 balls, 1 foul right now for Paula Turnup. New replacement of Landry Violence. Fan favorite of the Tigers. Foul ball 2, 2-2 right now for Paula Turnup. New rookie for the Tigers after Landry Violence was Landry vaporized by a rogue umpire. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out for the Tigers right now. It is incredibly tense. It is incredibly shocking. Turnup takes the walk. The Turnup trot is what I'm calling it now to first base. Jessica Telephone, vengeance-minded, dial tone in hand. Let's see if Telephone can dial into an umpire and annihilate them. Foul ball 1 for Telephone. Foul ball 2. Crank the dials up. Let's see what happens. Ball 1. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Telephone. Ball 3, Telephone might be taking the walk as well. And draws the walk. Turnup on second, replacing Landry Violence after being Landry vaporized. Alyssa Harrell batting now. Telephone also on first, 1 out. Paula Turnup gets caught stealing third base. A rookie mistake. A very overzealous rookie right now. Oh my goodness. Ball 1 for Alyssa Harrell. 2 outs, top of the 6th. And Alyssa Harrell hits the flyout to Conrad Vaughn. The Tigers seem to be on tilt right now. Sports fans, we're at the bottom of the 6th. Thomas Dresenia batting for the Millennials. Millennials are lagging behind 3 runs right now. Foul ball for Thomas Dresenia. Oh my goodness. The tension is real. Thomas Dresenia hits a ground out to Randy Castillo. Schneider Bendy for the Millennials. Fans just tuning in right now. Landry Violence was vaporized by a rogue umpire. Schneider Bendy strikes out. Wesley Dudley batting now for the Millennials. 2 outs, the bottom of the 6th. The Tigers are still leading. Ball 1 for Dudley. Drakana. Okay, thank you, Groggy Dog. Drac for short, definitely not a vampire. Wesley Dudley hits the single, gets on first base, 2 outs. Richardson Games batting now. Can Games make gains here? At the bottom of the 6th, hits the ground out to newcomer Paula Turnup. Turnup is turning up for this game to seek vengeance for violence. Alyssa Harrell batting now. Wizzery, thank you for the subscription. Please, folks, don't subscribe to me. Give money to the charity or give money to Blaseball. Please, 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 please. Please, please, serious. Ball 2, 1 strike right now for Alyssa Harrell. Foul ball 2 for Harrell. I really, really, really do. I genuinely do. But we'll talk more after this game. Ball 3 right now for Harrell. Harrell might be taking the walk. Is garbage, giving them a walk. Harrell walks to first base. Peanutty Duffy batting now for the Tigers. Peanutty Duffy hits a triple and scores! Distancing further from the Millennials. Tigers 8, Millennials 4. Moody Cookbook up, batting now. No outs. Someone on third. Let's see what happens. Ball 1 for Moody Cookbook. Ball 2 for Moody Cookbook. And Moody Cookbook hits a single and scores. Tigers 9, Millennials 4. Someone on first base. Renmorn batting. No outs. Oh my goodness, this Blaseball game is intense. Ball 1 for Renmoren. Foul ball for Morin, and then another ball. 2 balls, 1 strike for Renmoren. Another ball. Renmoren might be walking. The number of walks happening now is just crazy. Renmoren draws a walk. First and second loaded. Zion Alicia Keys batting for the Tigers. No outs. Ball 1. Is this going to be Tigers tying up the series? It really looks like it right now, folks. The Millennials seemed overly joyous about Landry Violence being vaporized and may have let their guard down. Zion Alicia Keys hits first on fielder's choice. First and second loaded. Randy Castillo hits a 3-run home run. Oh my goodness. Holy cow. Castillo racking up the points in vengeance for Violence. Tigers 12, Millennials 4. Fish Summer batting now for the Tigers. 2 balls back to back for Summer. Strike 1 swinging for Fish Summer. I'm going to turn the music down just a little bit more. Ball 3 for Fish Summer. And Fish Summer hits the ground out to Wesley Dudley. 2 outs for the Tigers. Top of the 7th. Paula Turnup, newcomer to the Tigers, replacing fan favorite Violence, hits the ground out to Richardson Games. It's Paula Turnup's first game. Give them a little bit of breathing room here, Tigers fans. Do not throw them to the proverbial Tigers just yet. Winnie McCall batting for the Millennials. It must be very disorienting to be up to bat after Landry Violence was vaporized. Strike 1 swinging for McCall. Count is 1-1 for Winnie McCall. Bottom of the 7th. Can the Millennials stage an uprising against the Tigers? We're seeing 2 balls back-to-back for Winnie McCall. This might be Famous Owens' fake out. Fly out to Alyssa Harrell. 1 out for the Millennials right now. Sandy Turner up to bat. Oh. Sports fans, this is so intense right now. Sandy Turner hits the fly out to Alyssa Harrell. Tigers are not taking any guff from these Millennials today. Dominic Marijuana up to bat. Strike 1 looking. This may be the beginning of the end for the Millennials in this game of the series. Strike 2 looking right now for Dominic Marijuana. Foul ball. Whoa. And there is a ball for Dominic Marijuana. This could be Famous's fake out. There's another ball. Here comes the strike from Famous. And Dominic Marijuana hits a fly out. Paula Turnup turning up to catch that ball. Good job, Turnup, for the Tigers. Tigers batting now, top of the 8th. For fans just tuning in, Landry Violence has been incinerated. Jessica Telephone with the dial tone up for vengeance. Strike 1 looking. Oh, Telephone hits the ground out to Dominic Marijuana. 1 out for the Tigers. Tigers are still leading right now by a large margin. Tigers 12, Millennials 4. Alyssa Harrell batting now. Ball 1 for Harrell. And Harrell also hits a ground out to Winnie McCall. You can just feel the Tigers. The fury is probably draining from them right now. And it's just being replaced by sheer sadness for Landry Violence's vaporization. Peanut Duffy batting now. 1 ball. There's another ball back to back. Strike 1 looking for Duffy. And another ball for Duffy. Furious Jodo and chat, you should be here on regular season games when I cover 10 games simultaneously. Foul ball, and Duffy takes the walk. First base, Peanut Duffy, 2 outs. Moody Cookbook batting now, top of the 8th. Let's see if Cookbook has the recipe for success and vengeance. Here, ball 1 for Cookbook. And hits a ground out to Sandy Turner. Millennials batting now, bottom of the 8th. They are lagging behind 8 runs right now. Dominic Marijuana batting. Strike 1 looking for Dominic Marijuana. Tigers need 6 more outs and they tie the series. Ball 1 right now. Count is 1-1. 2-1. Count is 2-1 for Dominic Marijuana. 2 balls, 1 strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. And then hits a ground out to Peanut Duffy. There's our first out for the Millennials in the bottom of the 8th. Oh, McLaughlin Scorpler up now for the Millennials. Foul ball 1. Scorpler hits the ground out to Jessica Telephone. 2 outs. Tigers are 4 outs away from shutting this down. Conrad Vaughn batting now for the Millennials. Ball 1 for Vaughn. Conrad Vaughn hits a single. Finally managing to connect for the Millennials. Drakena now batting. Thomas Drakena batting for the Millennials. 2 outs. Someone on first. Hits the ground out to Randy Castillo. That's the top of the 9th. Sports fans. The Tigers are so close to victory and tying this series up. Ren Morin batting now. Foul ball 1. Ren Morin. Count is 0-2, strike looking. Ren Morin strikes out, swinging. There's our first out for the Tigers at the top of the 9th. Zion Alisiakis batting now for the Tigers. Zion Alisiakis hits the ground out for Dominic Marijuana. Come on, Tigers, let's see you rally here. I know it's heartbreaking to see a teammate get incinerated by a umpire, but that's Blaseball. Foul ball 1 for Randy Castillo. Can Castigo? Let's see what happens here. Ball 1, ball 2. Count is 2-1 right now for Castillo. Chesternaff, you're entirely right. It's a splort, not a sport. Randy Castillo hits the ground out. Bottom of the 9th, the Millennials, their last chance. Let's see if Famous Owens goes for the fake out and shuts him out. Foul ball 1 for Schneider Bendy batting for the Millennials. Tigers are 3 outs away from tying the series. Strike 2 looking for Schneider Bendy. And there's a ball. This may be the lead up for Famous fake out. Strike 3 swinging. Famous and strikes out looking for Bendy. First out. Famous must be feeling the pressure. 2 more outs to go and the Tigers have this. Wesley Dudley batting now for the Millennials. Strike 1 looking for Dudley. It really feels like Famous Owens is used to pitching for just 3 strikes, and the Millennials are throwing them off the game a little bit. Strike 3 swinging right now for Wesley Dudley from Famous Owens. Terribly sorry for the jumble. And Wesley Dudley hits a fly out to Alyssa Harrell. 2 outs. The Tigers are 1 out away from tying up this series. Richardson Games here to play for the Millennials. Hits a triple! Will the Millennials turn it around with 2 outs on the board? It seems incredibly unlikely, but let's see what happens. Winnie McCall batting now for the Millennials. Ball 1 for McCall. Strike 1 looking. There's a foul. Counts 1-2 now for Winnie McCall. Let's see what happens here. Sports fans. Winnie McCall hits a single and scores. Millennials managed to put another point on the board, but they're still flagging behind 7. Let's see what happens. Sandy Turner, can you turn the tide for the Millennials? 2 outs, 1 strike looking for Turner now. Someone on first. Hits the fly out. That's the game. Game 2 of our series here. Sandy Turner hits a fly out to Zion Alisiakis. Tigers win 12 to Millennials 5, but at a great and terrible cost. Landry Violence incinerated by a rogue umpire. Paula Turnup replacing them on the field. My heart goes out to you, Landry Violence fans. Tigers have managed to tie the series against the Millennials. We are 1-1. We are moving into Game 3. We will see at least 4 games here. It may go to Game 5. Oh, incredibly intense Blaseball here, sports fans. We're 27 minutes away from our next game in the series.